So episode 3 opens up with Thaddeus running a child sweatshop, opening bottles for the bottle caps.
Yep.
And where did he get these bottles? I'm pretty sure they found them in the warehouse.
Probably. I thought for a second, the first thing that popped in my head is that you can get special stuff in New Vegas if you find the sarsaparilla caps that have the blue stars.
Mm-hmm.
But watching it a second time, he's just trying to get caps.
Yeah. He's making the money.
Just making the money. Yep.
We got child ghouls in there. A few of them, actually. Uses the meat of your palm.
How about him being like 12 hours into the shift, still 10 hours to go? But the kids seem to like him. That's the funny part.
And
the
his
kids
line
seem to be
when he socks that one kid. Most kids are dead by this age.
Right. Too funny. What about water? Just drink the soda. What about Lucy walking into that Legion camp?
Yeah, and I'm still convinced that I still think that Thaddeus is not a ghoul.
What do you mean? He literally looks like a ghoul.
He kind of does.
You think he's something different?
Yeah, I think he's something different. We'll see.
Okay.
Lucy being
a couple
captured.
A couple of things I noticed off the rip. We had someone being whipped into digging their own grave.
Yeah.
We had a dude who was having his teeth ripped out of his face. That's fun. And then we see our first crucifix. In the cannon, that beautiful little mini howitzer cannon that they just rolled up. And I thought it was interesting when they walk up and the Caesar or Kaiser, I'm going to go with Caesar.
Yeah, Caesar is actually what it's supposed to be. There
is talking to his advisor. They're talking about the Horde relocating further north. Now, if you go far enough north in New Vegas, you get to the Boomers.
Okay.
So I'm almost wondering if this is a reference to the Boomers. They're a faction in New Vegas. They have bombs and cannons and flight simulators. You have to help them get a bomber out of Lake Mead. So very, very, very interesting. I was wondering if that was a nod to that. But yeah, here's our big reveal. I got a great. Actually, I'm going to send you this picture. I downloaded it because somebody made it in the Fallout group, and it's a picture of Macaulay Culkin as the Legate, and it says "Roam Alone" instead of "Home Alone." It says "Roam Alone." It's hilarious.
Yeah,
we're gonna put that in the video.
I'll put that up.
It's funny as hell.
Don't forget to send it to me.
Dead. I will. Okay.
Oh yeah, and Lucy getting justified for saving this girl as she gets killed right away the second they get back to camp.
Yeah, you're because her legionary was dead.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you're missing your legionary. All right, well, that's it. And then they immediately put the woman's head on a spike behind the emperor or the Caesar.
Yeah, they're extremely brutal, and most definitely the bad guys. And they're not as smart brutal. They're barely a step above raiders.
Yeah,
they're a themed raider camp.
I mean, the one thing that Macaulay says, because the whole time Lucy's in there trying to correct them. Like, Kaiser is German. I'm pretty sure this is a Roman theme that you have going on here. So I think it's Caesar. You know, just kind of like
you
arguing.
Guys don't understand what
Macaulay
hard C.
Right. He's like, what does Macaulay say? He's like, oh, we're currently negotiating your prima noctis.
Yeah. And her educating them throughout all of this was just...
It was hysterical. I loved it. That was so funny.
It was great. I was like, girl, you need to shut up. You're getting yourself in so much more trouble.
We find out a couple of interesting things, though, here. They say because they're discussing that we find out that the Legion is having a civil war on two sides of this berm. Between the two of them, the original founder died, and the name of his successor is on a note inside his divine bucket. So this is what the whole war is over. It's because the guy died. So what we know now, what we can maybe assume, probably from this point is that the courier obviously never cured the original Caesar of his brain cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Nor did he take a path of eliminating the Legion. In fact, the only faction that's missing conspicuously is the NCR, which is interesting.
Yeah. Mostly.
It was just natural order of events without the courier's influence that ended up the Legion being where it's at, where they have two Caesars. So, but poor Lucy.
Yeah.
Gets strung up. And she says something to Macaulay here. It's coming from somebody who's watched upward of 15 movies in her lifetime.
God, that cut me up. That's on my notes too.
Yeah. If everybody thinks you're not the good guy, chances are you're not. And Macaulay says, good is not a meaningful vector in history, only strength. Interesting that prefaces us going back to the ghoul. The ghoul and dog meat.
Yeah, and where he's sitting there carving up his leg. Ugh.
I thought it was an interesting little analogy that he was using. He's talking to dog meat. He says, wind's a boat, not a boat.
Yeah.
You take out one plank, it's still a boat, just with a big ass hole in it. You take out a lot of planks, what the fuck am I looking at? It's a pile of wood. Now, was he talking about himself? Was he talking about America? Was he talking about the Mojave?
All the above.
What is it? Because there's a few different references to "This is America" or "I'm American."
Oh yeah,
or,
yeah.
This used to be America in this episode in particular.
Yeah, when Lucy's talking
Well, is it
to
America? Or is it no longer America?
Macaulay's character, they go into
Mhm.
that, and I put it in my notes. 404 is such a good boy.
He's a good boy. Just sitting there, very well behaved. He didn't even chase after the scorpion gunk that he threw over. And here's another interesting scene I found interesting. We go back to 2077, and Cooper's in the house, and Barb is crying because she can't fit Janie's teddy bear into the keepsake box, the Vault Tech keepsake box. Is this Barb starting to feel her choices at this point? Because Cooper even says, like, well, you know, if we have to use it, like, we probably won't even have to.
Right,
of course,
right. If
they
we have
both
to.
know that's not. Yeah, they both know that's bullshit.
Yeah.
But is she feeling it at that point? Like, is it weighing on her decision to like, hey, this is going to happen so that we can make money or we can fix civilization?
It's a good thing Coop is a good actor because he had to really act that, and you could see the struggle in his face through this entire exchange.
Yeah. Yep. That is a high point for Walter Goggins. Just the emoting that he does during that scene. So then he has to go to the VFW because Charlie Whiteknife, his buddy, is getting an award, a very very prestigious award. And he starts talking to Charlie about, do you know that, you know, our boss, what she wants me to do to House? He says he didn't know. I think he had an idea. I think he knew that the goal was eventually going to be kill House. Personally. He says, half the guys here have killed people, maybe not the right ones. Robert House is just one person. And he even hits on this a little bit harder. I think he's speaking to Cooper during his acceptance speech when he's telling the story about saving Cooper Howard's ass in Alaska.
Yeah.
And then we get Diane Welch, Glendale, Congresswoman, who's a bit of a dumpster fire.
A bit?
Of a politician. But, of course, you know, everybody there is already sick of listening to her. One guy's like, get on with it.
Yeah, they were done.
Yeah. And Cooper himself decides he's going to go to the bathroom. And he walks in to Robert House being there.
Yeah, so at first I'm putting my notes, is that Robert House in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it shortly after clicked on. Yeah, of course it is.
So Robert House just being on it like that, I keep going back to Xander and the Institute theory. It's like, how did he know? Well, I mean, he probably has a lot of people in the right places.
Powerful people have spy networks everywhere.
He accuses Charlie and Cooper of being pinko, being communists. Absolutely. And he says, you back a body into a corner, that person will try anything. Back billions of bodies into the same corner at the same time, yet one problem, a multitude of solutions.
Look
and
out.
Cooper reads them right there. He's like, you're not a vet.
No.
Oh, what gave me away? Because a vet would know better than to talk politics when a man has his dick in his hand.
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
So
So
Cooper
true.
doesn't even know he just met. He already doesn't like the guy. We'll go back because now we have to deal with the fallout of Xander showing up.
And they give a
Then we
really
got
nice
Max.
history lesson of the Brotherhood.
Yep, with a religious spin, highly
Yeah.
religious spin. Of course, Roger, Max, and Mariposa. We've all talked about this on the show before. The formation of the Brotherhood. The one lady, the leader, was like, well, "I don't go for the. We don't go for the religious stuff. That's not really it." And basically, everybody's scared. They're telling Quintus to give the relic to the Commonwealth. Maximus, again, he's still learning. He doesn't necessarily know how everything works, but his suggestion is to kill Xander. Quintus humiliates him at this point. All right. Before earlier, we were talking about how Quintus is buttering him up, calling him my son, this, that, and the other. He says, "Behold the dimness of the sword." He says killing Xander would basically start civil war. And he tries to argue it, Maximus, but he says, "I have no need for the thoughts of a sword." So Maximus is rejected, humiliated, and he goes outside. Xander catches him. Xander has some thoughts on this particular group of Brotherhood soldiers. You guys have a lot of clerics, and his assessment is that this chapter sucks. No offense. He tells me, like, "Hey, your elder's about to make a mistake." And he said, he reiterates, and it's true. Yeah. He says, back east, it's guys like us that call the shots, the ones who bleed. His catchphrase is hot dog, which he says like 3 or 4 times this episode.
And clerics scurrying around like roaches.
Yeah, yeah.
Commonwealth has them, but not in charge. And that's what made me think that maybe it's not really Brotherhood.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that too if I hadn't played Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, in which it is. It's the clerics aren't really in charge.
Well, that's
It's
true.
the
Same
knights
as
and the
76.
paladins
It's not.
that are in
It's
charge.
the paladins.
Yeah. But still, the fact that it's out of place.
Just the way he
they
talked,
could know that about
it felt off.
It does. It does. Absolutely.
He was also playing to Maximus's weakness, his intelligence, and manipulating him just like the cleric.
Yeah, pretty much. The ghoul with 404, dog meat up on the ridge, says, "Oh, it looks like we got a civil war." He decides he's going to need help. So he goes to the NCR camp. The NCR camp that he arrives at is Camp Golf.
I was going to ask you because it looked like it's a key location in one of the games.
It is.
I couldn't
Camp
place
Golf.
which one though, but
Yep.
I figured you would.
That's where you start. That's where you get there. That's when you start getting into the Ranger shit, the NCR Ranger stuff, which is really cool. It gives you the cool armor with the awesome black helmet and stuff. You see a little bit later in this episode. That's where we run into, indeed, it is Victor.
Yep.
The Securitron.
I have in my notes Victor with 3 exclamation points.
Not aged well, by the way.
No, looks
that's
like
where
he's got some programming issues.
Yeah, someone did a number on my numbers.
Yeah, his RAM's not doing so hot.
That's where we get into the conversation, and the implication is that Victor implies that Robert House is dead, while the ghoul insists that House always planned ahead. And maybe that synth thing you're talking about is what we're talking about. So we got Maximus and Xander. They decide they're going to take a little spin in the Vertibird.
Oh, yeah.
Xander says he's got a spare set of armor. Go ahead.
I recognize that hotel in the background. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself because my notes were weird. Anyway, I can't remember
that's where we're at.
Stupid name of it. It has the roller coaster right to the side of it, and I can't remember the damn.
Oh, no, we weren't there yet. Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's not actually that scene. That's the scene when we go back to the ghoul. And it's Prim that you see in the distance.
Yeah, Prim. That's the
you
one.
see Prim in the distance because you see the roller coaster. Yeah. That's a way to fuck it up, dude. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Jesus. Anyways.
Yeah.
But Xander, or Harkness, does talk about things being back home and that without the relic, the Commonwealth falls. But they also.
Not much needs to be said past that.
Yeah. Well, they do. They get a read on some technology, and this is what we get to do. This is what we do. This is what you get to do. He decides he's going to go down and check it out, even though he's 2,000 miles from home. So anyways, we get to the ghoul. And what do we see in the distance, Widget? It appears to be Prem.
Yep.
There's a roller coaster. But he ends up walking and comes across a tiny little camp and gets ambushed by 2 NCR Rangers. Now, the captain of the pair she tells the other guy to not hit him because this ghoul and the NCR go way back. And the ghoul says, I love this. He says, you ought to drop the new from the new California Republic. Y'all looking dusty as hell.
Yeah.
And we find out that these 2 people, at least the surviving 2 of whatever detachment is out here, has been cut off from reinforcements for over a decade.
And the ghoul gets his side quest. That cracked me up. That was a straight NPC giving a side quest.
I saw the same thing. Yep. Absolutely. Help us contact our battalion. I'm like, yeah, that's a side quest. And she's paying him in the vials.
Yeah.
It was so funny, but what he says is the truth. Is ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody left. Now, Camp Golf was a major base in New Vegas. They said they've been there for over a decade, and that would mean since the events of Fallout New Vegas. However, there's been no mention or scene of Camp McCarran, which is where the NCR is posted up at McCarran Airport, what's known in our world as McCarran Airport. So we haven't seen that yet, and that's the biggest base. So we don't know anything about that. So we'll see if that comes into play at all. As far as the ghoul knows, nobody's coming. And he says, one thing to help me sleep at night, if something's dead, it's usually because they deserve to die.
Yeah.
And I think he's talking about the NCR.
And it was very much alluded to. I noticed something when she gives the ghoul the vials. He drops one. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, as he's picking them up, he drops one, doesn't even acknowledge it dropped. And doesn't pick it up. I'm wondering if that was an oopsie in production. And they just didn't want to re-roll it. Because if the ghoul would have picked that damn thing up.
Yeah.
He would not let one drop.
You would think he would. Yeah. He needs those things to
It looks like it was like an accident as he was picking it up, not scripted. And, just rolled with it.
Right. That's a good question. So we got Maximus and Xander walking into this building. And this Securitron was fantastic. Between intruder alert and let's get you a massage, relaxation imminent. It just opens up with like 50 cal
while playing the national anthem.
That was so funny. Yes, that was fantastic. It was so good. But here we see a super sledge.
Yep.
Which is a jet powered hammer, which is so cool. I was geeking when I saw that. And we got the fight. So it's right off the bat. It's Xander just rushing the Securitron. And then he's like, Maximus, you want a piece of this? And I love the part. It's so fantastic how they take the robot out. He punches through the screen and rips out the fusion core like he's ripping out the heart.
Yep.
So amazing. After that little bit of fun, the ghoul comes back for Lucy.
Yep.
Strolls right in.
And it looks like he's ready to betray the NCR for her.
Yeah. Trades info on the NCR for Lucy. At least that's, what we think. And we go a little bit back and forth here between 2077 and 2296 because we go back to
very interesting character development and building for the ghoul.
Yeah.
During
Absolutely.
the whole veteran ceremony.
Charlie is talking about saving Cooper. And the first thing that Cooper asks is, how are the others?
Yeah. Which basically is the show saying, hey, he's got morality. It's hidden. It's buried, but it's there.
It's in there, but he's ultimately a good guy. Which is very interesting because we find out that what he traded wasn't really, everybody, all the Legionnaires, all the Legion people, soldiers are cheering, like, we're going to finish off the NCR. But Lucy gets cut down. Ghoul takes her out of the camp. Boom. He says, what did he say? Did something good or something stupid? And then that's when the barrels explode.
Taking down the divider wall, right? That's caused the Legion to fight each other, erupt the war.
The whole thing. Yeah. I think it was interesting. Oh, that was a little bit later because here's the part. Because when Charlie's talking, he's like, we're just Marines. We're out there. They tell us the fate of the free world is resting on our shoulders, big stakes. All we can do is hope to bet on the right side to protect the people we love, even when it means doing something bad. And he's looking right at Coop. What you're being asked to do can protect not just the world, but your family.
Yeah. One thing
So,
I got a theory was my little prediction for the future episodes when it comes to the Legion. So what the Ghoul did by causing this explosion, they're gonna fight. Both Caesars are gonna be killed. Macaulay Culkin's character is gonna become the new Caesar, and he's gonna take the Legion and go after Lucy and the Ghoul. That's my prediction.
That would track. I mean, just based on
I need new glasses. They're driving me nuts. They're all crooked.
When you hold them like that, they tend to be crooked.
Even sitting naturally, look at it. They're just crooked. They're crooked.
You're crooked, man.
I am. Anyway, moving.
So, anyways, yeah, the Legion starts fighting. They blew up the camp. And then we go back to Maximus. They find one of the children.
Yep, and this is where we see Xander's true colors shining through.
Yep. He calls them abominations, and that's the thing. This is another nod, I think, to the Institute. I know that the Brotherhood is against abominations. In the games, they're known for especially taking out like super mutants and pharaoh ghouls and things like that. But in the past games, there's been a little bit of flexibility within the Brotherhood. I feel, at least that's the way I've always interpreted it. Like, yeah, they're against mutants and things like that, but the level of fanaticism that Xander shows feels more like Institute fanaticism. The Institute is very against, even more than the Brotherhood, ghouls and mutants and anything like that.
The only thing I know about the Institute is what I've researched.
I don't know. It felt more like, it didn't feel like a Brotherhood person talking. Even Dance wasn't that crazy. Dance, you could have, there's a companion in Fallout 4 called Hancock. He's a ghoul named after John Hancock, the founding father. And you could have them together and they'd gripe at each other, but like Dance wouldn't like straight out kill him. But he's killing kids. Yeah. He separates them. Thaddeus jumps in, tries to protect him. Xander calls them all abominations. Maximus is trying to talk him down. And he's like, the Codex is very clear on this. I don't think he was operating. I really don't. I think there's an Institute tie here. And someone might prove me wrong later episodes, but I really think that the Institute is involved here. Maximus kills Xander with the super sledge.
Super sledge right to the dome.
Yeah. Savage.
And right at that point, I was like, I don't think he's really dead. There's something else here. No. But then the conversation between Thaddeus and Maximus right there, what you been up to?
Is absolutely, yeah.
I think I just started a war.
I think I just started a civil war.
Yeah. Okay. I'm the floor manager here.
Manager here.
I guess we both have a lot going on.
Going on right now. Yeah.
Classic.
It was so funny, dude. Thaddeus is absolutely great.
Great way to end the episode.
Yeah. Absolutely, and very much looking out for. We were a little bit disappointed. We had our hopes up for a second there because we watched it a second time through, and when we watched episode 3 all the way through, it said 1 episode left. I'm like, Mrs. Kilo was like, did episode 4 come out early? And it just restarted episode 3, so it was just a glitch on Amazon, unfortunately, but.
Yeah, this would be an extra long episode if that was the case.
Yeah, that would, absolutely. So, got a hell of an episode here, man.
Yeah, I'm probably going to wind up splitting this episode into 2 different parts on YouTube. It's going to be one long thing on audio, but I'm most likely going to have a part 1 that's releasing Saturday, and then I will have a part 2 releasing Sunday.
There we go. That works.
About 45 minutes
works
each,
for me.
Roughly.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. The only thing I think So I do feel like we need to kind of wrap it up real quick, but I just
No,
want to
by all
talk to
means, I want to get
everybody.
into your play. What you've been up to?
Well, I get into a little bit. I played Fallout 1 a little bit, and the thing that I really want to talk about was specifically my journey to get the damn thing. Because
Yes.
I reported in a previous episode that Fallout 1 and 2 were going to be available through Amazon Gaming. Technically, yes. However, they did not make it easy. I went on my desktop browser to Amazon Luna. It's Luna now. Amazon Luna. It's Amazon Gaming. And I could not find it for the life of me. And it wasn't until I went to the website on my phone, strangely enough, that I was able to access the link for Fallout 1 and 2. And even then, you need a GOG.net account in order to redeem it. Because
Really?
it's through their website. Yeah. Because you can get it on GOG.net, which is like all old school games.
I love GOG. I've used them for
Mhm.
some of my favorite PC games of all time, the old ones.
Yeah.
Settlers
I mean,
3.
you can spend like $12 right now and get Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics. I wasn't after all that. I was trying to find the free one. And it
Right.
was an absolute mess. I had to go into my game and basically click the link to get the code. And then I had to go to the Luna website and I had to scroll all the way down to my collection, which is all the way down at the bottom of the page and one of the little links at the freaking bottom for some damn reason, instead of up in your menu up here, which is where it should be. It was a whole damn process. But I did finally get it, and I now own them, and I started playing them, and holy shit. Listen, you old OG Fallout players, the people that are like Fallout 1 is the best, Fallout 2 is the best, the people that started playing back in the 90s, y'all hardcore. Y'all hardcore, because these games are a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
They're not easy. I got it on easy. I'll admit it. I'm having a hell of a time on easy. I walk into a screen with 3 other dudes standing there, like just raiders or something, and I'm just forget about it. I don't have the weapons. I'm trying to find I got to Vault 15, but you can't access it without a rope. So then you got to find a rope. And I heard one of the places to find a rope was some city. And I started headed that way, and mole rats are no joke in the game, and I ran into rad scorpions. Fuck.
90s
that.
PC
Whole
gaming
pack
was
of
no
them.
joke, man. One of my favorite games of all time
Dude,
is called Lands of Lore, Thrones of Chaos. It's not easy.
Man,
It's wonderful,
I
wonderful
forgot.
freaking game, but it's not easy.
I forgot 90s gaming, man. It's been too long,
It
you
made
know?
us hardcore. Those of us who've been
It
through that
did.
decade, we grew up on that gaming.
I'm,
Yeah, we know what's
listen,
up.
I got a little soft, man. I got a little so I'm currently playing through that.
See,
Fallout 76 is on standby because I know King's gonna say some shit about that in the comments. It's on standby right now.
I was gonna say you made some promises,
It's
man.
on the list. I did, and I intend to fulfill them, but it's on
I
standby
was
for the
really
moment.
looking forward to getting a conversation with you about 76, which has
I know,
got to
I'm a son
happen
of a
soon.
bitch. Okay. All right.
I wish I could have an. If someone has a spare Xbox they can send me, please do so I can play with my boy. I would like to be able to play 76 with him, Elder Scrolls Online with him. That would be amazing because they don't have
That would be a lot of
cross-platform
fun.
yet.
Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do? That's all I got, man.
Do you have mods of the? We're just gonna skip that, or do you want to go into that? Most popular creations of 2025.
Wait until next week to do that one.
Okay. Well, you got that for next week, everybody. Episode 27.
Yep.
So I'm gonna definitely be splitting this up into 2 parts on YouTube. It'll be released sequentially because it's a lot of work doing YouTube edits.
Yeah.
And an hour
It's
and
like
a half
turned
long-
out to be like a
yeah.
double episode.
Almost a 2-hour episode means like 12 hours of editing for me. So it's gonna have to be split.
Oof.
But worth it. I do it for you guys.
We love you so much.
Audio version though is gonna be 1 long episode, so I hope you enjoy that. Which is going to be coming out Friday morning like usual. Part 1 will be coming out Saturday afternoon on YouTube, and Part 2 probably Sunday.
Look forward to that.
And how do they reach us if they want to check us out, bud?
Well, they would have to go to our link tree would be the easiest way to do it. That's linktr.ee/wyrdkhaosmedia, WYRD, chaos with a K media. Or if you go to wyrdkhaosmedia@gmail.com, you can email us directly about business or questions or pretty much anything.
Yep. Please like and subscribe our videos, our channel on YouTube would be amazing. Ring that little bell if you want to be notified when we have our shorts and our videos come up. Yep. And the 5-star reviews on iTunes and Spotify are also extremely critical, and we thank you for all of you who have done that. It's a big thank you for that.
Huge help.
It helps us a ton, and any interaction you guys give us through email, through Discord is the best. And we want to get back into that. Really get back into working with all of our listeners and viewers, and so this is season 2. We're constantly improving and changing and working on getting this show better and better and better. And we got a lot of stuff in the works. And I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. And the format we're using. So there's a lot more of that stuff coming in the future.
My beautiful background. Ooh,
yeah, see, you did a studio.
Look at that.
Improvements are happening, and we're getting a better camera.
It's on the list. And
that's going to wrap up tonight's episode.
Right,
I hope everyone had an amazing New Year and a wonderful Christmas. It's 2026. And
let's go.
Yep. Have an amazing week out in the Bethesdaverse, everybody.
Peace out.